I'd like to welcome today's panelists. First, Ayo Teriba, the CEO of Economic Associates, and Marketing and Communication Strategist, Modele Sharafa Yusuf, and of course, Professor Bola Akintenuwa, the Director General of Polytech Center for International Diplomacy and Strategic Studies. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Now, let's start with Nigeria. The Syria attempts to remove the President of the Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, PDP Kwara, from office has continued to raise constitutional, moral, and political questions, especially after the botched attempt last Tuesday by the Department of State Security Services to take over the National Assembly complex in a Gestapo style in clear violation of the constitutional order. The Director General of the State Security Services, Lawa Daura, has since been sacked, arrested, detained, and interrogated. And an interim report has been submitted to the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, by the Inspector General of Police. In the meantime, Adam Oshiomhole, the chairman of the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, continues to insist that the Senate President must vacate his seat as Senate President because he's wearing a crown that no longer belongs to him, having defected to the opposition party. The National Assembly is scheduled to reconvene on Tuesday. The week ahead may well prove to be quite eventful as the two leading parties in the National Assembly seek to resolve the fallouts of defections and the Department of State Security assault on the Red Chamber. We live in interesting times.
Indeed.
We live also in curious times.
Indeed.
Modele, what do you think?
Well, as I said, we live in very interesting times. Sometimes I wonder where we place honor. And that's my personal opinion, if someone is no longer in the majority party, why hold on to that seat?
You sound like an APC supporter.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm a neutral observer.
Okay.
Even though it's said not to be written in the Constitution that you have to be from the majority party to be Senate President, but you were there as an APC senator, and if you no longer belong to that party, I think the honorable thing to do is to step down from that position and let someone from the majority party sit there. And also, I've noticed that there's been a lot of, how do I say it? There doesn't seem to be a lot of cooperation between the executive arm and the legislature. And now that in different camps, the leadership of the National Assembly and the executive are in different camps, what's to happen to the rest of us? Because I realize that a lot of things are done just in people's political and personal interests. We the people don't seem to matter. And that for me is very worrisome.
Well, no, Prof, hold your fire. Teriba, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm worried about the siege that was laid on the National Assembly. Whatever you want to achieve is secondary. Resorting to unconstitutional means of achieving it is worrisome. You can impeach whoever you like, you can remove whoever you like, but you should follow due process. That's what democracy is about. That breach, by the DSS. Yes, I know that the head of the erstwhile DG of the DSS has ruled. Yeah, but Nigerians deserve to know more, about, the details of such circumstances.
Well, an investigation was carried out.
Undesirable,
An investigation was carried out by the police. There was an interim report, which is in the public domain. Are you saying that that interim report is inadequate?
Well, I'm not. I know that the DG has been dismissed. He's been detained. He was arrested, and I understand he's currently being released. So there's more to come. You are not saying that the whole information is now available, It's important that we know. It's important that we know whose instructions he was carrying out and who connived with him. We hear rumors.
I agree completely that we need to know who instructed.
The acting president was not aware. So, who and who instructed?
Yeah, I really do agree that we need to know who instructed the DSS to take over the National Assembly. In the absence of that knowledge, we cannot conclude that it was to oust
absolutely
anybody.
That's right, yes.
Okay, so I think that point
it's important.
Needs to be made.
That's right,
yes.
Well, let me come back to you, Modele. You were saying that, you know, having defected to the PDP, the Senate president should relinquish his position, okay? But it's a matter of law. It's not morality. And law is not morality. The law is a law. And the basic law is the Constitution. And the Constitution is very clear, I think.
I agree.
So are you saying that the rule of law should be suspended and on moral grounds, even when Section 50 subsection 1 and Section 50 subsection 2 also work in favor of Bukola Saraki, that we should ignore the Constitution?
Ruben, I didn't say it was a constitutional matter. As a matter of fact, it was the first thing I said.
Okay. That
we know that the Constitution allows the Senate president to remain in that office, and it can only be impeached by two-thirds majority. Two-thirds majority.
Not simple majority.
Not simple majority.
Yeah.
I agree completely. But I'm saying, as a matter of honor, it was the first thing I said, if you remember.
Okay. Yeah, but okay, now that we have this situation, Bukola Saraki is saying it can only be removed by two-thirds majority, okay? And it's a question of numbers. And no particular party at the moment has absolute majority. And you need two-thirds. Do you think that the people who want Saraki out will be able to mobilize the two-thirds majority?
I don't think so.
Okay. So there will be a stalemate.
And that's exactly the problem. It's that stalemate that I'm worried about. Because for as long as there's a stalemate in the National Assembly and there's this continued discord between the National Assembly and the executive, a lot of things are going to be stalled. A lot of things are going to be delayed. These people are not working for us. And really, that for me is the worry.
Okay.
That really for me is
Prof,
the worry.
Let me come to you. I would like you to take on some of these issues. And also to address the issue that those who are asking for the impeachment of Bukola Saraki have also instigated some people to say, in fact, Saraki should force the issue and make a move for the impeachment of President Buhari. And maybe he will be able to get the numbers.
You see, we are living in a country where, when it is convenient in the morning, they talk about morality. Then in the afternoon, we talk about the constitutionality of our activities. You see, the ideal thing is quite different from what is. Modeling me in understanding with Ayo, the suggestion that, look, there is a need for honor, manifestation of honor. Yes, of course, that falls within the framework of morality. Law does not have anything to do with morality, and you did say that clearly. Ruben clearly underscored that too. The issue now is, when does legality takes precedence over moralism? This is the issue. Now, the Nigeria of today, if the bitter truth be told, you see, the political recklessness of the Buharian administration is now coming into the fore. Please, there are various reports. DSS, the DGDSS, reports have that one, that when his house was investigated, when he went there, catch of arms, PVCs, various documents.
Hasn't that story been debunked?
No,
hasn't that story been debunked?
I am coming. We are looking, we are going down the memory lane. I'm giving you the antecedent to see if I talk about the political recklessness of the administration. You must be able to substantiate it. You don't just make a reckless statement like that. I want to substantiate that one chronologically. What is debunking in this particular case? For the first time now, when the legislators went or attempted to go back to the office, why were the security men masked the terrorist way? Why? Now, you see, the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, I agree with you. 2/3 of membership will be required. That is the rule of law. There isn't any other condition.
No, 2/3 of membership of 2/3 of those present at the time of
that's been something that
of
is
membership of the Senate.
Yes, but again, this is something that can be tested in a court of law. But I think that the spirit of the Constitution is that 2/3 of the total number.
It didn't indicate in attendance.
Well, yeah.
That is why even when you are taking minutes of meeting, present, absent, in attendance.
Well, Prof.
So you see,
we need to take a short break at this point. I know it's a very controversial subject and so many dimensions to it, but it's something we'll continue to return to again and again. It's time now for a break here on This Day Live, the Sunday Talk Show. When we return, we'll be discussing Africa's golden girls who won gold at the recently concluded World Technovation Challenge. Don't go away.